Hi guys, B.E.D Brewer here. Today is bottling day. So you know what that means? We're going to reclaim this yeast so that we can use it to brew another batch of beer. Reusing your yeast and using it for another batch is the quickest and easiest way of saving money per batch. Depending on what kind of yeast you use, it can save you between $3.50 all the way up to about $15 to $17 for some of the more specialized liquid yeasts. Now, it's easy to do. I'm going to show you how to do it. But first, I need to go ahead and bottle this stuff up so that I can get to the sediment down at the bottom. So now that I have kegged, you can see that I have very little of the liquid left. So what we're going to do now is we're going to decant into some other glassware. And you can use any recycled glassware that you have available, such as pickle jars, recycled salsa jars, that sort of thing. What we're going to try and do is get as much of the sediment and the liquid as we can. Be very careful because a glass carboy is incredibly slippery when it's wet. So gotta leave a little bit of space. Seal it up and set it aside. Do it again for your next larger container. Right, now, as I clean up, I'm going to go ahead and refrigerate these. This is going to allow it to go ahead and flocculate or get the sediment settled out. And then we're going to go ahead and go to the next step. Here we can get a good look at the two different layers. That top layer, that white layer, is all of the active yeast. The bottom layer is all of the proteins and trub and different particulates from hops, etc., that made it into the fermenter. So what we're going to do is sanitize around the top of this and here. We're going to try and get a lot of that liquid out, and then we're going to try and get those yeast into another container. Get the yeast, but we want to try not to get so much sediment. Now the liquid, we can do all kinds of stuff. We can cook rice or put it in another recipe, or we can just drink it, and I would encourage you to take at least a little bit so that you can see how those flavors are developing over time. That's going to be good. And we are going to want to continue that process. Now, many people will wash the yeast, meaning they will decant, try and get all of the beer out, and then have it stored in water. But I am of the mind that the more we interact with this, with the yeast, the more likely we are to get an infection. And a beer's natural habitat, or a yeast's natural habitat, is in beer. So why take it out of that? And there we go. Now we can save these solids to make bread or whatever we want to do. And this is our yeast ready to rock and roll for our next batch. And this beer, again, you can do whatever you want. Now, if you learned something, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe, you know you want to. And until next time, my friends, saúde!